Welcome back to my channel, Prosperous Living with Toyia. And most of you that are familiar, well, those of you who are subscribed to my channel are familiar with that I come from a biblical perspective when it comes to manifesting. And I know it can seem so like difficult. It can seem cumbersome. It can seem like, does this stuff really work? Like, why do I have to work on me? Like, that's really the question, right? Like, when I want something to take place, so I need, another person to treat me better, or whatever it is I may be trying to manifest in my reality, we always think that, why do I need to change? Everything, I'm good. Like, what are you talking about? I'm the nicest person. I'm so sweet. I'm so kind. I'm so generous. Like, what's wrong? Why do I need to change? Because I'm good. Everything is okay. But usually we have an inverted conception of what reality really is like, because you're not okay. Because if you were okay, you wouldn't be seeking to experience something differently. And for those of you that may be new to enlightenment, new to awakening, new to Christ consciousness, the world is actually inside out. Even though we were conditioned, we were told when we came into this physical body, when we were birthed into our physical bodies through our mother, we came out and we were told, look, we're going to show you what you need to know as far as how to navigate this thing we call life, how to transverse this reality. Look, this is what you need to do. You need to recognize that no pain, no gain. If you don't try hard, if you don't grind, if you don't struggle, if you don't sacrifice, then there's really nothing we can teach you. There's really nothing we can show you if you don't apply all of this physical effort. And actually, that was a big lie. Actually, that was the lie. Everything happens because of our subconscious beliefs, our conditioning. All we have to do is change how we perceive reality, and then reality changes. That seems too simple, like almost too easy. But that is really, quote unquote, the work that is done, because we have been habitual in our thinking when it comes to how we perceive our world, how we perceive others. And in order to have different experiences, we're going to have to basically create a new habit. We have to basically decide that, yeah, no, this isn't working. Okay, let me roll that back. I said that the world is actually inside out instead of outside in. Even though we were conditioned to live our lives backwards, we were conditioned to live in reverse. We were conditioned to live from the five senses, to live from what we're seeing as opposed to what we're imagining. And because we were conditioned to live outside in, that's why we have had a lot of struggles, a lot of frustrations, anxieties, depressions, illnesses, experiencing lack, unwantedness, unloving relationships, because everything was to seek on the outside that which we should have been seeking for within. If we started within and we trained ourselves to love ourselves, and by loving ourselves we're loving other people, then our world would be different, because then we wouldn't be expecting other people to be different to make us happy. We know that all we have to do is choose happiness, and then everyone around us is going to be happy, or they just wouldn't be able to come into our experience. They would either seek for better understanding, seek us, for guidance and questions, or they would just be completely turned off by our peace, our calmness, our stillness, our ability to be, just stable. It would just baffle their mind. Like, how could you, in a world that seems so chaotic, in a world that appears to be nothing but all about competition and comparison, how can you as an individual not perceive the world in that way? But then you will let them know that because I live from within, I live from my own imagination, I live from my own consciousness. I understand that I am the center attraction in this world. I am the central figure in my storyline. I am the lead role, the lead character in my movie, that I am the star of the play. And that everyone else that comes into my experience, well, they're just there to make my experience even more fulfilled. They're just there to actually catapult me into the experience I desire to have. Because I believe Neville put it so eloquently, it doesn't matter what you desire. If it takes the whole world to change in order to bring your desire to manifestation and to an experience, then the whole world must be changed. Then the people around you must adapt to your belief, to your assumption, to what you have deemed to be real within you. And what's real within you must express itself outside of you. You will always give confirmation. Your world will always conform to the reality in which you have perceived in your mind. And that's something that has been very hard for us to really grasp and take a hold on, because like I said, we've been trained to live the world in reverse, live from outside in. We have always been seeking on the outside what was always to be found within: happiness, joy, peace, wealth, health, strength, loving relationships, whatever it is, successful businesses, healings in our bodies, healing in our mind, just being calm, just being full of bliss, full of joy. It all starts within. It all comes to knowing who we are, knowing that everything that we perceive is based on our preconceived notions of our own consciousness. And the road to enlightenment, the road to becoming increasingly aware, more aware of what's going on, is to decide to think differently. So there's a scripture in the Bible that says, be not conformed to this world, the world of externalities, the world of the five senses, being slave to the five senses. Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. See, this world is just a mental stage. It's just a mental movie going on inside the mind of every being that can think, that can speak, that can imagine. That's what our worlds, and there are as many worlds as there are people. So remember, my world and my experiences are going to differ from your world and your experience, because you have your own preconceived notions. I have my own preconceived notions. You have your own desires. I have my own desires. We're unique individualizations of the all, the one, the source. Remember, there's only one consciousness. There's only one power. That power is infinite love. It's omnipresent. It's all powerful. It's all knowing. It only deals in love. And once we come to that realization, then our experiences begin to change. Once we realize, all I have to do is think differently, and then my experiences become different. Like, that's it. That's all I have to do is think differently. Yes, you must train yourself. You must practice. This is a daily, ongoing, morning, noon, and night reiteration of a reconfiguration of your mind. You must transmute, as they say. You must become an alchemist. You must transform the way you talk to yourself within. And the training ground, the best time to train yourself is when it's really quiet. And I know we say at night before we go to sleep, but it's anytime you go to sleep, right? Because you can take what they call siestas. You can take a nap during the day. You can make yourself feel so drowsy, feel so sleepy, and you can create that state in which you want to really get into a deep sleep. And you don't make yourself go to sleep, but you just get yourself in a fully relaxed state where you're just imagining how wonderful it is to have whatever it is you desire, whether it's to be married, whether it's to have a successful business. Maybe you just don't want to work. See, that's who I am. I just don't want to work. I just want money to be there. I'm at the time in my life where work isn't all it's cracked up to be. I want the life that's easy, that's flowing, that I'm just traveling the world and and the money is just there and I'm just able to do whatever I want to do whenever I choose to do it, and I'm beholden to no one. Like just total freedom from punching in a clock, being on a computer, producing for someone else's experience. No, I want to produce my own experience. I want to create my own way of existing. And heard too many stories, read through Neville Goddard, Joseph Murphy, Emmett Fox, what's her name? Scoville. She and what book did she write? Your Wand, Game of Life and How to Play It. Yeah. Don't try to get me to call the name of books. I've read so many within the past 6 years. But yeah, I know that there's a reality in which I don't have to do anything. I can do whatever I want to whenever I feel like it. And I know that to some people that just seems like so far beyond. That seems like such a stretch of the imagination to have money and to not have to work for it. But we know that those type of experiences exist, because what about the people that's born into money, or people that they're left a fortune and didn't even know the relative and they didn't have to work for it, like, or people that just took some money, invested in a company, and it made them millions and hundreds of millions and billions and trillions of dollars, and they didn't have to lift a finger to work. All they did was put money into some company or some investment portfolio, and they just that's what I'm talking about. Like, I just want the money to be there, and I don't have to worry about it. I'm not watching it. I'm not, no sense of lack whatsoever. I'm just living my life, traveling all over the world, and sharing this truth with those who come in contact with me, with those who come and ask me, like, girl, why are you so happy? How you just get the ease and flow of life? You just living in your own bubble. Yes, I am living in my own bubble where everything is beautiful, everything is nice, life is good, is amazing, is joyful. That is what I'm talking about. That's the manifesting I'm talking about. And it's just, man, that's just what I want. That's, yeah. I just want to share that with you guys. Hopefully, I don't know. I know I'm just rambling. I'm just going on, and I think I'm going to title this video, Can We Talk? Just sharing my thoughts, with this journey of life and what I've come to realize, and that it all starts within. It's all about my perceptions. It has nothing to do with anybody else. It has nothing to do with my husband, my children, my family, my sister, my cousins, none of them. Everything begins and ends with me. Everything. Everything that happens as a result of who I am. And who I am determines everybody I'm going to meet in life. And when I meet someone and it's contrary to what I have been practicing, or I've been declaring and claiming that I am, and I react to the opposite of that, then I know I'm just perpetuating the thing I don't want to experience. So my job is to not react to things that are unlovely, that I have deemed unlovely, right? Or I have deemed unwanted, or I have said, no, that's not what That's not what we're manifesting. We're manifesting ease and flow and joy and being comfortable and being light and being so just a joy to be around someone, to be so engaging, so approachable, just someone who's just beaming with light and love and peace, and and just living life, just like going wherever I want to go, whenever I want to. And for the most part, I am able to do that. I just want to be able to do it on a grander scale. Like I want the private flights and the first class flights regularly, and I want to the 5-star restaurant, Michelin restaurants. I want to experience those, and I want every time I travel on vacation, I'm staying in a 5-star resort or hotel. Like I just have so much money. 10 generations after me won't even be able to spend the money that I have manifested in this time space continuum, in my third dimensional reality right here, right now. That is the life I'm talking about, where it's just so beautiful, so amazing. I'm just traveling here, traveling here. Every day I get up and I just decide, what am I going to do today? Do I want to fly to Paris? Do I want to go to Ghana? Do I want to see the Isles of Greece? Do I want to go to Egypt? Go to Barbados, Bermuda? Where is it that I want to go? Turks and Caicos, the DR, Hawaii, Jamaica, Bahamas, whatever. Where would I like to go? The Ivory Coast. Where the West Indies. Where do I want to go? What is it? Who do I want to share and greet and have this wonderful interaction with? Who am I co-creating with today? And I'm beholding to nothing. I don't have to clock in and no clock. I don't have to see if I can get time off. And my husband don't have to worry about, because I don't work. My husband does, so we don't have to worry about, how many days you got left on the calendar, how many weeks of vacation are you getting, when can we go here, when can we go there? No, just being able to just be free like a bird and just live life and just do whatever I feel like doing whenever I feel like doing it. Like that's the life. I feel like that's the life. I know we bring conditioning and say, no, it ain't that simple. You gotta work a job. You gotta have a career. You have to be educated. You gotta go get that 4-year degree. You gotta have that alphabet soup behind your name if you want to make so much money. I mean, these Gen Zers, they showing us, and some millennials, they're showing us, no, working a 9 to 5, being beholden to, working in the conventional, traditional way to make money. No, that ain't it. We got social media now, and, we can create our own reality where I'm doing exactly what I love, whether it's being a gamer, being a YouTuber, influencer, whatever it is. And I can do stuff on my time. Whenever I do as much as I want or as little as I want, and it's just like, and just happy and just loving that in that zone. And I'm not saying that owning companies, being executives, being CFOs, CEOs, like that's not something to strive for. Hey, it's for whoever desires that life. I'm just saying, for me, in my 50-year-old age, I ain't, that that is like past me. Maybe 30 years ago, that might have been a desire. At this age right here, at this time right now, no, I'm not looking to try to create a reality where I, a president of some corporation, or, I'm having to go and work from 8 to 10 hours a day between giving them 7.5 hours and commuting and back and forth, or even being on a computer for 8 to 10 hours a day, working remotely. No, but hey, there are infinite ways of expression. And don't get me wrong, none of those ways are wrong. It's for whoever desire and believe. You can have whatever. If that's your chief aim in life, to own 10 businesses or have 10 stores, or, making trillions of dollars through your business, having thousands and thousands of employees, or sitting on some board, or whatever it is in life you want to do, hey, know that it's possible. Know that you're able to do it. The only condition that's placed on us to achieve the desire we want is to believe we already have it. That is the only condition placed upon us, is to convince ourselves of the reality of the imaginal act, of what the words we're saying, the pictures we're creating, the story we're telling within our own mind. Can we believe it? Because once you can marry it with your feeling, once you can marry your feeling with your thought, with your creative act, whether you scripted it, whether you visualized it, whether you created a vision board, however, whatever it took for you to see it, right? With me is words. I see with words. Other people see with pictures, so they can imagine in their mind exactly what it would look like, or they get pictures or vision board. They can see exactly what they look like. Other people can write it down and script it. Me, I just see it within myself, and I keep saying it over and over until I become convinced of it, right? And once I'm become convinced of it, I know it's going to happen. And sometimes it takes a little longer to convince myself on some things, because it's like, man, that old man get to talking to you, that doubt be setting in, be coming up, be like, and you start trying to figure out how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, should it take longer than, and why is it taking so long, like things just start to, but that's where you have to, like, the power of awareness. Oh, I love that book by Neville Goddard. When you become aware of what you're thinking, of what you're doing, and how you're delaying the manifestation by trying to figure out the how. And the main thing is you're just supposed to live from the state that you already have it, that you already it. And that's what faith comes in, right? Because faith says, can you believe in something that you cannot physically see, that you can only see within your own mind's eye, that you can only see within your imagination? Can that be just as real to you as you physically seeing it with your mortal eye, right? But you got to learn how to think fourth dimensionally, right? You have to be able to see fourth dimensionally. You have to be able to see it within and see that as real, and not get caught up in the how and the when it's taking place, because it's already done. It's once you create it in your mind, once you saw it in your mind's eye, it became a real thing, because it's already a real thing. Let me even say it became, because remember, creation is finished. All things already exist. The only thing we're doing is becoming increasingly aware of the thing we want to experience. So once you say, oh yeah, I believe that. I accept that. I accept that reality. Then you go through the bridges of incidents, as Neville Goddard so eloquently puts. You go through the bridges of incidents that brings you to the experience of manifestation, of having the thing you want. And the real trick, which I notice so many spiritual people get sidetracked on, and you have so many of these gurus, quote unquote gurus, telling you that you should look for signs. Ask the universe for signs. Look for signs. No. You are not to look for signs. Looking for signs only proves that you don't believe it. Because what sign are you going to get to prove to you that you got the $1 billion in the bank? What sign are you looking for? That somebody else got it? Seeing somebody else with the $1 billion only proves that they have it. It isn't proof that you have it. Now, it's proof that it's possible for someone to have it, but you just want someone to have it. You want you to have it. So, as the Bible says, it is a wicked and perverse generation that seeketh for a sign. There is no sign will be given to you. That the only signs don't precede, they follow. So the sign is the actual manifestation, the physical experience of the thing. So don't look for signs, because you're only showing to yourself that you don't believe, saying that you need to have proof of a thing that you say you already are. You don't need proof when you know that who you are. The proof is in the manifestation. That's the proof. That you're experiencing now is the proof. That's the only proof you need. Me saying, oh, when I wanted my Mercedes Benz, oh, if I were to say, oh, show me a sign that I can get my Mercedes Benz, and not just start seeing Mercedes Benz everywhere. But that's not proof that I own a Mercedes Benz. That's just proof that Mercedes exists, and that it's possible for me to get it, but that ain't proof that I own it. Proof that I own it is when I decided, I'm ready to go buy it. I'm ready to go purchase it. And I got it at the time I wanted it and at the price I decided to pay for it. So once I became comfortable with seeing myself with the Mercedes Benz, then that's when I was able to go and manifest my Mercedes Benz. I did look and seeing other people driving a Mercedes Benz is not a sign that I'm going to get one. That isn't proof of anything. That's just proof that somebody else owns it. That's just proof that, yes, I know Mercedes exists. So I didn't need to see Mercedes on the street to prove to me that they exist. I know that they exist, which is why I desired it. Me desiring it was proof that it already was a thing, that it already was available to me. So that's how we have to look at it. Whenever we desire something, it already exists, or we wouldn't have desired it. I know that, again, so like, really? Like, that it's just that simple? It's just that easy? Yes, it's just that simple. It's just that easy. We know that carnal mind, that old man, the lower self, it likes to complicate things. It likes to say it can't be that easy. How? It can't be. Like, it has to be more to it. And so we try to help it along and complicate it by adding our little parts. We try to make it happen. We try to go network. We try to go talk to this person and ask this person's opinion and ask somebody, well, should we or shouldn't we? Or, all we're doing is just manifesting our doubt and our fears, right? Our doubts and fears are just being manifested when we go seeking other people's opinion about a desire that we say we have. I don't need your opinion if I should desire something or not, because you're going to try to tell me that it ain't possible because you don't see it happening for you. So you're going to say it's impossible for someone else. No, I don't need that. I don't need that. The only way I'm going to say something to someone else about a desire that I have is that if I'm so confident in what I believe, it doesn't matter what you say. What you say does not deter me. So that's another thing you have to be sure of. When you're telling someone else your desires is, you have two choices. It's two scriptures in the Bible. When Mary was being told that she was going to give birth to Jesus, and the angel told her, tell no one but go show John. And then Jesus said, I told you now before it happened, so when it happened, you shall believe. Those are your two choices. You can say nothing and just wait for the manifestation. John represents the world in that parable, in that story. Because everybody's married. Everybody is conceiving an idea without the help of another person, right? We all have desires, and ain't nobody else have to tell us or give us this desire. It came from within. It was our own conceived idea. That's what Mary represents. And when she was told the angel represents messenger, your own thoughts, your ideas about your own, formulated sentences in your mind about your desire. It's like, oh, don't tell nobody, because this is too great. Just wait and just show John. Just show the world. They'll believe it when they see it. See, the world, they only see you have to believe it without seeing it physically. But the world is like, no, I ain't gonna believe you till I physically see it, right? So they ain't ready to accept your dream, your passion, your desire yet. Or you could be like Jesus and be like, you don't care what nobody think. You don't care what nobody say. You know this thing is reality, and you won't tell everybody. And then, Mama, I'm telling you now, because when it happened, you gonna make it look back. So, oh, you sure did. You sure did. You sure did say that. You did say that. You did say it what happened. Yep, I'm telling you now, before it happened. So when it happens, you shall believe. And there's people still ain't gonna believe, but that's just how people are, but for the most part, people, when you tell them something and it happens, now they may not believe that it was your imagination that caused it. They're going to try to give reasons based on what you physically did in order to help the manifestation along. But remember, the physical is the effects. What you do is the effects. The cause is always mental. The cause always starts from the consciousness, right? Consciousness is the cause. Your awareness of being is the cause. The I am is the cause. Anything you physically do, that's what affects. You act based on your beliefs. You act based on what you believe. So remember that. It's always, whatever you're doing is based on what you believe to be true. Regardless if you think that that's the correlation. That is the correlation. You behave, if you're angry, unforgiving, upset, then you're going to treat people accordingly to that. So you may lie, you may steal, you may, and even there's a little white lie, again, there is no fiction in this world. So whenever you tell quote unquote a lie, you're just creating a reality that you really don't want to experience. So you want to be careful about that, right? Like whatever stories you tell, whatever you're remembering, there's really no truth and no lie, right? It's like whatever you're telling, you're creating that experience in your world. So just you want to be careful about what you tell people and what you give your attention to and what you're giving your energy to, because you are creating it in your world. So there's someone calling me. So, and that was loud because I hit it right. I hit it right by the thing. So, and there it is again. But anywho, thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you next time. And remember to be blessed.